This is the best Mario Kart game. I don't care if you think Mario Kart 8's better. It isn't. It's not a problem that Nintendo is bringing Funky Kong into Mario Kart 8. And they can do that. They made the game. Like, of course they can. But it affects the GOAT conversation heavily. Now, when I say GOAT conversation, I mean between Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Those two only, okay? I'm not even entertaining the idea of other two games being better. It's silly. If you think they're better, I would respectfully disagree. And you're wrong. A huge point that people like to make in the GOAT conversation, Mario Kart Wii is Funky Kong and Mario Kart 8 does not. That point doesn't exist anymore. Best we can do is at least Funky Kong's not behind a paywall in Mario Kart Wii. But for those who need a reminder about why Mario Kart Wii is the GOAT, let me remind you. In Mario Kart 8, can you do this? Can you do this? How about this? Does your game have bikes and wheelies? Did Mario Kart 8 introduce a new method of mini turbocharging? Did Mario Kart 8 mess up inside drift? It did, by the way. I absolutely hate the drift in Mario Kart 8. It's disgusting. Did Mario Kart 8 also absolutely murder tricking? Just for a reminder, there's like 12 trick animations for each character in Mario Kart Wii. You know how many there are in 8? I don't, but it's not 12. And also, tricking in Mario Kart 8 is gross. Listen, Mario Kart Wii, I know it's kind of weird if you're playing with the classic controller like this. You have to use the D-pad. In Mario Kart 8, it's the same button as drifting. How are you supposed to drift trick in Mario Kart 8? Do you have to shake the controller? Serious question. I actually don't know. I don't play Mario Kart 8 that much. And if you do have to shake the controller, ugh! No disrespect to my nunchuck mains out there, okay? Shaking the Wii remote is one thing. Shaking a whole controller is a different. I'm not a fan of that. Which game has the better battle mode? Okay, it's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but like Wii's isn't that bad, I swear. And the one huge point that we cannot forget about, which one has the better modding scene? It's weird to compare the modding scene for each game, but Mario Kart Wii knocks it so far out of the park I can't not mention it. If you compare the amount of money that you have to pay for all the DLC plus the actual base game compared to CTGP, which is free, you get so much more value out of CTGP, it's insane. Not to mention, CTGP is also the segue for the My Stuff folder. You can basically customize the whole game at your heart's content. Can you do that with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe modding? Yeah, you can, but it's like way harder. Hacking a Wii is just like moving a couple files on an SD card. Hacking a Switch feels like you're hacking into NASA's database. Not to mention, Mario Kart Wii never received updates, which means glitches, baby. In Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, is there any of that? Absolutely not. If there is any of that, it's shut down by Reggie immediately. So yeah, those are some very good reasons why Mario Kart Wii is better than 8 Deluxe. But the problem with these reasons are simple. You gotta be a sweaty nerd to actually enjoy the game for these reasons. If you don't care about glitches and you don't care about really any gameplay issues, which I guess most people don't because they're just playing the game to have fun, it's kind of hard to make an argument for Mario Kart Wii over Mario Kart 8. When you have to actually compare the silliness factor between two games, oh, now it's a conversation. Which is why I think Funky Kong tips the scale so much. You look at Funky Kong and you're instantly in love with him. Just look at him. And for pretty much forever, he's been the staple of Mario Kart Wii. He's the Mario Kart Wii character. So now that he's in 8 Deluxe, that changes things quite a bit. I think it's great for us, the consumers, that Funky Kong is in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Because who doesn't love more Funky Kong? But also, if you're like a just normal person, then why would you go back to Mario Kart Wii? For a long time, it was Mario Kart Wii sounds better and looks better versus Mario Kart Wii has Funky Kong. But now, the scales are getting tipped. So in terms of the silly goofiness aspect of the game, you know, something that a regular person would want to enjoy, what are some reasons Mario Kart Wii might be on par with 8? There's really not a ton. I've never really thought that Mario Kart Wii was all that much better than Mario Kart 8 in this aspect. But now, is it better at all? Allow me to give my rationale. Mario Kart Wii was literally born off silly goofiness, baby. Look at the controller it was made for. I know it's such a competitive, sweaty game nowadays, but let's remember that in 2008, Mario Kart Wii was like the popular casual game. I mean, the series was kind of reworked to be more casual friendly. I know I mentioned changing the mini turbo stages earlier, but they did that to make it easier for casual players. They provided a hilarious controller option that is really not all that orthodox, but here's 3 other controller options if you really just don't want to use it. They simplified battle mode, they made online easier and more available. They did a lot to help push the casual scene in this game. In Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it doesn't really seem like they introduced a whole lot to make it casual friendly, besides like some gimmicks. Adding things like anti-gravity and keeping the coin mechanic, or just kind of like bullet points that you can put on the back of the box that are sort of like cash grabs, I guess. They're just trying to get the consumer's attention. But really what I'm saying is the casual player that already owns the game, giving him a reason to play it with his friends that he does have, because he's not like a sweaty gamer like me. And it really doesn't do a whole lot. It maintains everything that Mario Kart Wii introduced. But the main thing it wants to capture the casual audience with is Flash. The good-looking graphics, the incredible music, and of course, the character roster. You see where I'm going with this? Half the fun in Mario Kart is playing with your favorite character. That's why everyone chooses Funky Kong. So what do? Add Funky Kong. That's the easiest decision anyone's ever made. And that's where Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is trying to shine the brightest. The most catering to the biggest casual audience. And it is the biggest casual audience. It passed Mario Kart Wii in sales a few years ago. I'm still sad about that. So I'm not criticizing this move by Nintendo. It's the perfect move to make right now. But in terms of the GOAT conversation, all I've got to say is Mario Kart Wii did it first. Thank you.